Hey guys, welcome to our first podcast for MicroGPT. Today I'm with a very nice guest. His name is Zishan. My name is Majed, and I'm one of the co-founders of MicroGPT. I'm also the CEO. We've started back in January, and now it's almost the end of this year. We're looking to launch very soon, and so we wanted to get this podcast out as soon as possible for you guys. But I'll pass it over to Zishan so he can do the intro
Yeah.
about himself. And yeah,
Awesome. Thank you for having me. So this is it's a great opportunity, and I think that with the launch coming soon, we're going to be having a lot of good traction with having this podcast out. People will get to understand who I am, people understand who you are. They'll get a better grasp on what the project is about
for sure.
and how they can move forward.
100%. Yeah, I mean, I do think the market is primed right now for launch.
Yeah.
The point of the micro podcast is to talk to a lot more entrepreneurs and people in the space, in the crypto space, and learn more about them, and also give our audience, our community, some content that they can learn from. I know you are a very good trader and you've
Thank
been
you.
in the crypto space for a long time.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe our community would benefit a lot from your knowledge. Do you want to start with giving us a quick background about yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Zishan, and I'm 23 years old. I've been trading for about 4 years. I started off back in 2021 with my crypto journey beginning in NFTs. I was a project creator, and I rode the hype all the way up, as
Yeah.
well as letting the hype die down.
What chain were you on when you started the NFTs?
I was on Ethereum, so a
Ethereum,
lot
okay.
of gas fees, right? Sending things, coming back, smart contracts, editing them. They all had to be done, obviously by my developers, but it was very costly, to say
Yeah.
the least. Yeah.
It's actually quite funny because I also started like my first foot inside or into the crypto trenches, if you want to call it that,
Yeah.
was also through NFTs. I was on the Solana side though.
Wow. Okay.
I was a contractor as a software developer, and I
Okay.
got hired or approached by multiple companies back in the day because the metaverse was a big hype back then.
Yes. Yes. It was still a hype.
Yeah, it's just,
Yeah.
as a game developer, I was approached a lot by a lot of like individuals saying, "Oh, go build me this metaverse. We're doing an NFT launch." And
Yes.
I've built like over 30 metaverses back in the
Wow.
days, which is why I feel like that hype died down so quickly because everyone and their grandmothers were also building
Yeah.
metaverses and lands and like as NFTs.
Games and
Yeah,
stuff. Exactly. Yeah. Because the hype was there, and there was a lot of money in this space pouring in,
yeah,
especially
from
with these
VCs.
influencers. Exactly. Yeah.
VCs. It was a lot of like influencers, like you said, and a lot of retail money came in after the celebrities were also jumping in,
Oh
like
yeah.
Neymar and so on.
Yeah.
What was the first NFT you bought?
I actually never bought NFTs. I was just a creator.
Really?
Yeah, because I understood how easy it was to make, so I knew not to buy.
I was the same way
Yeah.
for like a long time. I didn't buy anything. I was only the development side. I also didn't
Yes.
make money making projects either. I wasn't making any projects, but I was working for different projects as a developer, getting paid per hour. I still made a lot of money, learned a lot about the space, and I got to work alongside some big companies down the line in the Web3 space with high positions because I was the one who understood how the back end worked and how you can connect games, all that. So I was able to build infrastructure to make it easier for people and so on. But I also FOMOed in a few NFTs. I remember something called Rakudus or something. No
Okay.
shadows, they're dead now. I
Yeah,
think.
definitely. They're all dead. Yeah.
But I bought like a bunch of them, and it was so funny because I always knew that NFTs are such a scam.
Yeah.
So I bought them. I was like, maybe it is gonna be hyped up, because I did like their utility, and I got like a super rare one because I remember there was like rarities and all
Yeah,
that.
yeah, there is. Yes.
It was like one of those things where
And
like
even coding in the rarity was not even a problem.
I know I was
Right?
one of
Yeah,
the one
exactly.
coding them.
Yeah.
So I got super rare one. I was like, I'm so happy. I was flexing on my friends and stuff. Like they know nothing about NFTs, and I put it as my Instagram PFP as well. And they were laughing at me. I mean, fair
Well, that's
enough.
what you bought it for the
Yeah.
Instagram profile picture.
I bought it, and then like I bought the top. I bought the top,
Oh.
and then after that, I just kept going down, down, down. So that was my first NFT that I bought and last NFT that I bought.
Nice. Nice.
Lost a few $1,000s, but learned a valuable lesson.
Very
NFTs
much
are a
so.
scam.
Yes, yeah. Not only though, but it's for me personally, it lit a flame in me. You know, failing so hard, so publicly in terms of NFTs, especially because
Yeah.
we see now today it's dead. So everyone has that question in their mind. Oh, what happened to it? Right? We thought it was very promising, right?
So the tech behind it is very promising. Just
Yeah.
the idea of NFTs as pictures is not very promising.
No, not at all.
You can connect NFTs to a bunch of different things like watches or even like art pieces to
Yeah,
make sure
and a lot of people did that with watches, especially. I saw. They'd
Yeah,
be
but like
selling
then
them.
they miss the actual value of NFTs and focus on the actual like on-chain value of them rather than
Yes.
the utility of them. That's why a lot of those projects failed. And even when it came to like player to earn games or play to earn games,
Yeah.
most of them failed because they focused a lot on the play to earn mechanic rather than the actual game.
Yeah, yeah. Because who's gonna want to play it?
Yeah, nobody
Yeah,
played
yeah.
them.
And still, like, I still see gaming as a big sector in crypto, of course.
Do you?
But well, I hold one coin specifically, and I'm like a really good position into it. I can
Okay,
shout it out if you want.
go ahead.
But yeah, like coins like Nakamoto and stuff, I've been in for a very long time,
Okay,
and I continue to hold it because it's a sector in crypto that you can diversify in, right? Like diversifying your portfolio with a lot of different sectors helps you keep your risk mitigated, right? So of course, gaming might not even be a big thing in 2025, right? Choosing our sectors wisely is definitely something we have to do going into this year. But holding on to these types of coins gives you an edge where it's like, hey, if this sector does take off, I can reap some benefits.
for sure. I feel like gaming is such a massive market.
Yeah.
I was a game developer in the gaming industry prior to getting into crypto.
Wow. Okay.
So, from that experience working with some big studios here in Canada and alongside some worldwide studios, I know for a fact a lot of games fail, 99% of them. And then you add crypto on top of them, you scare away majority of gamers. It's going to be very hard for them to kind of grasp the idea that, hey, maybe crypto gaming is a thing, could be a thing.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, the actual value adds that crypto adds to gaming isn't something that makes a gamer go, wow, I need this.
Definitely not.
And sure, there's like this idea of own your NFT or own your assets, but at the end of the day, like the game developers can just remove the source code of the game and okay, you own assets, but there's no game to use them in.
So your assets become useless.
Yeah, but I still have them.
Yeah.
So I'm personally all about diversifying your portfolio.
Nice.
I just don't know if we will see another gaming run.
Yeah, that's why I only allocate certain positions, sizes in terms of different sectors, and gaming is something I'm keeping quite conservative.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good to hear. I know a bunch of YouTubers and KOLs who are big on gaming,
Oh,
but
100%.
we'll
Yeah.
see. Staying on track, we do have a list of topics that we want to go through.
Okay.
You said you've gone into crypto back in 2021. That's pretty much when the bull market started.
Yeah, that's why I came in the hype.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Were you early in the hype?
I was
or were you late?
I was mid. I was mid.
Mid, okay.
Like it's the equivalent of being in crypto during the summer lull this year,
Okay.
right?
I mean, you caught some of it. I was early in crypto. I was earlier than you. I was back. I first started in crypto, or at least bought my XRP.
Ah.
Yeah, I see the lot. Yeah, a lot of normies buy XRP, so I was
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those too.
Fair,
I was
fair.
like, all right, if it goes up 10x, I'll be a millionaire. But
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like, it was quite funny. I even was pitching my friends on the phone, like, just buy $100. If it goes up to $1, you'll be rich as well.
Yeah, yeah.
And that was back in 2019. I was in Coinbase, bought a few XRPs,
Okay.
and then in 2020, I had a bunch like because I was working for crypto, like getting paid in crypto by
Nice.
some companies. I had some Bitcoins as well.
Okay.
And then when I first started like actually diving into the trenches like Solana and all those different layer ones, that was back in 2021 as well.
Yes. Yeah.
But I wasn't doing it smartly. I was working with 4 companies, getting
Yeah.
paid per hour in crypto. So I still had a lot of those positions,
Okay.
but I wasn't the one kind of building in the trenches. So I didn't
Yeah.
catch the hype back then.
Fair.
This cycle though, I'm early on it. I've built
Yeah.
MicroGPT. I've been working on it for almost a year now, and I think it should be very good. We'll talk about MicroGPT in a bit, but do you want to give a bit more details about your background in the
Yeah.
crypto space?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. So as I said, I started with the NFTs, and then I moved into starting to dollar cost average into all these different projects, right? And I first started by understanding that 99% of the projects in a bull run will go to zero at the end, right? So I really wanted to be on the side of the projects that would perform really well. So I have a checklist that I would go through, which works with a lot of these different cryptos, but understanding that team development is very important. Regardless of market sentiment, where it is. If people are fearful, you're still building. If people are greedy, you're still building. A little hint here, that a little tip actually that really helped me personally from losing a lot was checking the websites. Okay, on CoinMarketCap, it's right there. It says website. Click the link. If you see that they don't even have the money to spend on a website, then you know that this isn't something you want to invest in.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So your first check that you do before investing in a coin, what is the website?
Yeah, websites, community, and development. Are they
Okay.
constantly developing? So yeah, I entered the space by dollar cost averaging in, and then time will tell, right? So as the market matured, I started to make some more gains, and then some of these coins would go like 50x, 20x, right?
Yeah.
So I started to take profits because I understood the ideas of fear and greed. Actually, I wrote an ebook on risk management and the psychology behind trading. So that's something I really pride myself in. So I was able to catch really good exits. And then coming into like recently, I've started to take my positions out of Bitcoin, put it more into Ethereum, as well as diversify into certain coins that I like.
So what are some of those coins right now?
Oh man, Render,
Okay.
Ondo, and Injective. Right, I'm really big in the DeFi space. I like the real world asset side of Ondo, and I think Nvidia's little brother is going to do really well.
You would love someone called Crypto Wizard. He's
Crypto
very
Wizard.
big on Injective. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I would love to. Yeah, because Injective is a hell of a project, man. I see it as easily three figures this bull run.
I don't hold any Injective, but now you convinced me to buy some. So when
I
I'm
love
back
that.
home, I'll put like a small long
Yeah,
position on it.
yeah, you definitely should. Yeah, even if you just 2-3x long it from here,
100% would like.
you're chilling.
Yeah, I mean, with a few $10,000,
Yeah.
2-3x, it's like someone's salary.
Exactly. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's
And
kind of
that's the
crazy.
crazy thing about crypto. Is like before, well, when people look at us and see, oh, crypto guys, they think, oh, they're just playing around or they're doing their thing, right? And then when they start to see the type of gains that we make, these guys are praying for 8% a year, man.
100%. Actually, I'm kind of curious, off track a bit, but
Yeah.
have you lost sense of money when it came to like making this kind of money when it
So
came to
much.
crypto?
So like you see the world through a different lens when you start to understand that money is just numbers on a screen, right? And you become emotionally desensitized to money. Same way if you were to watch videos of people getting murdered all the time, you'd be
Yeah,
desensitized to the idea of murder. Same thing here. You make money, you lose money, and I know you know the way it goes, right? There's
100%.
days where you're up a lot, there's days where you're down a lot. And as you said earlier, people's salaries are on the line,
Yeah.
like whether it's their monthly salary, whether it's their yearly salary, it's a lot of money to be fluctuating a lot. So you kind of have to lose that sense of money at a certain point. And real life money is different from crypto money, right? I
100%.
think
Yeah.
you can definitely relate to that as well.
The reason why I asked this, I even put this on my Twitter. I one day in like the span of 5 minutes, I literally went to the bathroom, came back. I was down $30,000 USD. But Bitcoin, I had a long position, no stop loss. When I trade, I was like playing a game.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna place a long right now because it was dipping a little bit, and then I place a long, go to the bathroom, come back, playing CS:GO, and I look at my screen, down 20K.
Ooh.
I'm like, all right, let me close it, and then dips a bit more. Buy the dip with a long, and then another 10K, and then when you lose, that's when like you wake up or realize that this money is real money and it's a lot of money.
Could have used it to help people. That's where my mind goes right away, man. My mind goes to
Yeah.
all the people I could have helped if I didn't lose that money, and it guilt trips me so hard.
To be honest, like it wasn't like I wasn't feeling that way. I was more on the side where this money is someone's yearly salary here in Canada. I think the average salary in Canada is like 40K or something like that.
Yeah,
Something,
like 40, 50K.
yeah. So I lost it within the span of 5 minutes, and to me, it was like a wake up call that I need to be, number one, respecting my money more. Number two, always be managing risk a lot more often. And we have this topic down the line, but
Yeah.
just wanted to kind of ask this question because I know we don't have it in here. Um, we did kind of talk about how we got into crypto and like our background. So I guess we can talk about the next topic here, which is the current market.
Oh yeah.
We are right now recording this, and Bitcoin has just broke another all-time high. I think
New all-time highs. New all-time highs. We said it last time too. We said on August 11th that we were attacking a new all-time high,
Yeah.
and sitting here today again, we're sitting at a new all-time high.
I mean, it's going higher and higher as we're recording.
Oh, yeah.
I think by the time we're done this, it should be at $1 million or something.
Yeah, yeah, hopefully.
And look at this chart. It looks just so good.
Oh, look at that.
Those candles are what you want. But
yes, and you can see the capitulation. Everybody leaving crypto here thinking, oh, it's over. What happened to all the people who were saying 49K?
there was a lot of people who were saying 61K as well.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder where they are today.
I was actually in Singapore not too long ago, and I was speaking to a few like massive hedge fund guys. They like manage billions of dollars, and I was like, as a joke, I was like, all right, should I go long or short? I spoke to a few of them. A lot of them were like, go short, go short, go short. If you look at the liquidation heat maps, it made sense why. Because a lot of those big hedge funds, lots of those market makers, they wanted to capture this liquidity below 61K. But I mean, Trump won the elections.
Yeah.
Those are the candles. Why? Those were the candles after he won.
The pro crypto candidate.
Let's talk about that actually.
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you think he became pro crypto?
I don't want to say it's because of the voters, but
Okay.
you see, a lot of our generation is looking for that ticket, right? Just like every generation before us has had that ticket to financial freedom, as they call it. I think our ticket here is within crypto, especially for examples like yourself and I. But for the general public, seeing this opportunity, I think he wants to capitalize on that, right? Noticing that people, giving that dream to people to get rich quick is
Okay.
kind of what they're selling here at the same time. But I'm very excited to see the way that they handle it, right? When in terms of regulations and stuff, obviously guys like you and I are sad that regulations are coming in. But when it comes to creating a long-term asset class, I think that he's going to do a really good job in creating that. He's funding a lot of money into it. So
Okay, I did not really want to dive deep into politics or anything like that during
yeah,
this podcast, but I'll just give you my 2 cents on Trump.
yeah,
Obviously, I love him because he pumped my bags.
yes,
Net worth has gone up higher, and now MicroGPT will be able to have a really good launch because of that.
yes,
So I can't really give him any. I can only give him flowers, basically.
yeah,
But I still can give my take on the reason why I think he started like becoming pro crypto. Because back in 2019, I think, or back in some like before his election, he was not a big Bitcoin guy. He was saying it's a scam and all that.
if you found out who the owner of Bitcoin is, it's going to
Yeah,
zero. Yeah,
yeah. So in my opinion, the reason why he was doing this, which is so smart, a lot of those people are geniuses. Now, obviously, that's why they're in the position they're in right now,
yeah,
billionaires, and also the president of like I think the
it's
most
huge.
powerful country.
Yeah,
Is he wanted to win the crypto crowd for as like to for him to get voted, and it worked. At the end of the day, he did win. He
yeah.
did pump the market by 25%, which is something we haven't seen in a long time.
And it's caused euphoria already.
Yeah,
You know, people are feeling it. Everyone you talk to is like, "Wow, I'm up, I'm up."
exactly. I mean,
Yeah,
technically speaking, everyone who bought is up right now
yeah.
by the
Even yesterday, if you bought yesterday, you'd be up.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, yeah,
And the other reason why I think, oh, I didn't really want to get into politics here is because Trump also, I'm not sure too many people saw this, but he also started like promoting another crypto coin,
I saw that.
Wi-Fi or something,
Yeah,
World Liberty Finance. He raised $300 million. Now, sure, he did accredited investors only in the US or something like that, but he raised $300 million. And if you remember back in the NFTs era,
yeah.
the biggest issue was liquidity extraction. A lot of
Yes.
those were cash grabs. And to me, that looked like a cash grab.
Yeah.
$300 million for a crypto coin. Okay, where's the buy pressure going to come from?
Hmm.
I mean, I guess retail, but then is that a good thing?
Yeah, is it? Because then it's his reputation on the line.
That and also the fact that that's a massive raise. If
Yeah.
you looked at a lot of those like big projects who have raised a lot of money, who's this exit liquidity? The retail.
Retail, yeah, it's always the retail though, right? You just have to be on the right side of being retail.
Yeah.
Like technically speaking, you and I are retail, right? And but it depends on the smart money and dumb money, right? Dumb money enters at the top. Smart money is waiting at the bottom.
So let's talk about that. How do you enter at the bottom?
Yeah, so I have a lot of indicators. I'm a big technical analysis guy. So I use a combination of RSI, divergences, Fibonacci retracement tools, and all these things. But mainly what I'd like to focus on is my emotions and the emotions of others. So as I said earlier, I use Twitter or X as gauging market sentiment, right? If I see everybody is talking about, oh, we're going to be dumping, you know, I like to kind of do the opposite. And I know it sounds a little cliche, oh, don't follow the sheeps, but it really does work. When you feel personally that, hey, this coin has gone up 100%, right? Oh, it can go up another 100%. When you feel like that, you know that greed has taken over. That's when you eliminate all emotions and sell. But when it comes to buying and buying the bottom specifically, bro, I've bought the bottoms before I get into a shower. I've bought the bottoms while taking a shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's very unpredictable. But when you see that, when your dollar cost averaging down, you have certain increments at which you're going to buy at again, right? But the main thing is when the market is in extreme fear. It doesn't even have to be on the fear and greed index. You're going to be able to see it. A good top sign is that the media starts talking about crypto again, right? A good bottom sign is everybody starts shitting on it because that's when we're there to pick up the sale.
I see. That is so true. Actually, I did buy a bunch of positions. I did get a bunch of positions when Japanese something like stock exchange went down,
Yes.
and that was like Bitcoin went to like 50 to 500K.
Yeah.
So I had massive position, like a trigger price. So if it hits that price, it goes in.
Nice. And it was a longer or a spot
It was a
position?
long position.
Okay.
But it didn't touch it. It was like by $5.
Oh.
If that position happened, I would not be here today. I would have not launched micro. I would have been like in the Bahamas.
You know what? Still pat yourself on the back, bro, because
Yeah.
you know, like having technical analysis skills where something reaches that close to your price target, I think it's still a win in my books.
So the thing is, every exchange has their own pricing. I think the exchange I was on, which I'm not gonna say, did not touch that price, but every other exchange probably touched it. It
100%.
was like by $5, and Bitcoin is like
Ooh,
4 or 5 digits right now. So like
yeah.
it's a lot of
Minuscule amount of
yeah.
percentage.
And I actually put it on Telegram. A few people saw it, like
Okay.
in a few of my groups. And like, oh, Majed was so close. I was so close to getting such a good entry.
Oh
That
man.
was the bottom. That was
Yeah.
the bottom of
Yeah.
the bottom. And then ever since we started going up. And there was also another time, but this time was stupid. I remember when it was actually during that time too. Bitcoin hit 48K, and
Yeah, it's
then this
49.
49K,
Yeah, yeah.
and then the stock market opened.
Mm-hmm.
When the stock market opened, everything went up.
Yeah.
I was like, I had a different mentality. I was like, maybe it's gonna go down. So I
Yeah.
put a short on Solana.
Ooh.
It was like 120 or 128,
Okay.
and it just skyrocketed up.
Oh
It
man.
was $50,000 long position. Sorry,
Ooh.
short position
Yeah.
with like something like 15 or 20x leverage.
Okay.
So if it did go, if I did do a long, I would have been up a lot, but I just got
Cashing out.
liquidated.
It's
Um,
okay. You know, that happens, bro. You know,
yeah.
I was actually very close the other day. I hit a, I don't know if you saw, but I hit a 966% long.
Congrats.
And I closed it at 966, but I also closed a bit at around 600% as well.
Okay.
But it had dumped so hard. I mainly trade large market cap coins because a lot of liquidity there,
Yeah.
right? I was trading render, and I was getting into the shower completely naked, ready to go in. Do you ever have that intuition? Like you feel like you should be looking at the market, something is happening?
Always.
Always, right?
Always.
And you're most of the time you're right, because it's
Yeah.
experience in the market is always going to outweigh quick wins.
Yeah.
Right. So I had that feeling, and I called my girl. I said, come here now. You know, as much as I know about crypto, she knows just as much. So it's kind of like a partnership thing here, where I get to take all the credit and she just has to help me out. It's about managing your emotions on the way down too. Like, especially when it comes to leverage trading, people have emotions talking about spot trading. Right? They don't understand how much you need to have discipline to do leverage trading.
Yeah.
Although we're talking about liquidations and stuff like that, that happens, right? Not setting stop losses. I've done it too. But a lot of people need to understand what they're getting into when it comes to leverage trading, right? And spot trading is a great way to get started, because you need that market experience. Once you get that experience flowing a bit and you get that feeling, once you start to get that intuition and you start to feel it getting better, that's when I think leverage trading is the best option.
For sure. I actually started by spot trading. So I have like multiple, I guess, wallets.
Yeah, of course.
One cold, one like where I take money out, and one for leverage trading.
Nice.
When I started trading on my Instagram, I started with just my Kraken wallet. I would just buy, sell, and the actual volume there is so bad, so the slippage is insane. And every time you put like a limit order, the market makers move it down, so you get like you get a really bad price.
Yeah, yeah.
And you can see it happen in real time because there's not much buy volume on that exchange. It's a great exchange if you want to like cash out money or whatever. But that's how I started. I was making like a few $1,000s, kind of every single trade, which is
Okay.
a lot on a spot trade.
Yeah. It was on a spot trade. Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because
Yeah.
Kraken does not offer leverage trading on Canada.
No, it doesn't.
Then I don't know what happened. I was like, let me try leverage trading, and so I started on Mexi and started trading over there
Yeah.
a little bit. I most of the time when I trade, I don't do any technical analysis. I just look, green candle, all right, let me buy.
Nice.
Red
Okay.
candle, let me sell.
Yeah.
That's how I did it. I did lose a lot of money, but it was so fun. It was the most fun, and the emotions part is the reason why I feel like I lost a lot of money. So
Okay.
how do you handle your emotions and making sure that when it's dipping, you don't take profit
Yes.
and you keep in that position? 'Cause a lot of times I'm up, let's say $2,000, $3,000, right? It goes down $1,000, so now I'm at $2,000. I take profit and close the position entirely.
Yeah.
That's emotions.
It is emotion, because
And
you
then-
don't know.
And then you see the chart ripping after, like going exponential.
And you FOMO in.
Yeah. Well, let's say I don't put a
Yeah.
position in, but I missed out on taking larger profits. How do you handle those emotions on the upside, but also the downside?
So the first thing I like to always say is you can't lose taking profits. Okay. That's that. But understanding the emotions of when to take out, when to put in, right? It's I have a strategy, right? So let's say I set because crypto is a 24/7 market. That's what I love about it, right?
Yeah.
Successful people don't have time; they make time. Crypto allows us to make the time out of the 24 hours we have. Right. So a lot of people say, oh, I don't have time for trading. I don't have time to do this. It's like, no, there's time every single day. Right. So I like to set my longs at night. And then she can attest to this. My girl can attest to this. I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. with one eye open to check my longs or my shorts, whatever I'm in. And let's say I'm in profit. Dude, see, waking up at 4 a.m. with one eye open, you have no emotions. All you care about is going back to sleep.
Yeah.
Right? So if I'm in profit, I'll take my profit. If I'm at a loss, I'll dollar cost average. I'll add more to my positions, right? That way my liquidation price gets lower. And sometimes, you set tight enough stop losses, they get hit, I wake up in a bad mood. That's fine. But the days that not having my emotions there helps me, which is most of the time, right? 4 a.m. Waking up, even if I go back to sleep afterwards and I wake up later and check my longs, it allows me to not be there looking at the 3-minute chart, hoping that things are going to go my way, right? And that's a really big turning point in my trading journey, was having a strategy to eliminate your emotions, because we're only humans.
Yeah.
Right? You literally cannot hate yourself for having emotions in this market, but the way that you can handle it is by your environment. Okay, where you are, your mindset, right? Being in bed at 4 a.m. in the morning, there's nothing more you want than to go back to sleep. So your emotions in terms of, oh, I can make this much more money, I could lose this much more money, they completely get eliminated. So that's a little tip that I have that I use myself. But a lot of other people, the way that they successful traders like to manage their emotions, from what from the information that I've gathered, is understanding the market sentiment a lot more. Right. So there's market sentiment on a broad scale, and there's also market sentiment on a very small scale. Right. Like you see today, everything is pumping. Right. And I mean, it's hard to say now because of the elections happening, inaugurations coming up. I still think this is a very good buying opportunity between now and inauguration. But normally what I'd be thinking, especially without so much bullish news, is that people are going to get wrecked. Right.
Yeah.
We're gonna come consolidate a bit. So that's when I'll be setting my targets for re-entry in terms of longs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, wake up at 4 a.m.
Basically, literally wake up at 4
Wake up at 4
a.m.
a.m.
Have your plan your trades ahead of time, right? What I do is I give myself a monthly allowance, right? Let's say for last month I gave myself 20 grand to trade with, right? And that doesn't mean that I'm going to full port every time. I like to use 10 to 20% of my positions, but in terms of this 966% I did, I just slid the slider all the way. I didn't even think.
Oh, I would too.
Yeah, and in terms of picking your leverage, do you just slide it anywhere sometimes? Yeah, I love doing that.
No, actually, it's a funny story because I saw that on your story. I had a similar experience on my way back from Singapore back home. Or actually, no, from Tokyo to Singapore. That was my transit. I was boarding the flight to Singapore, and if you know anything about planes, when you're sitting down, there's
Yeah.
no Wi-Fi.
No.
When it takes off, that's
Then
when
it
the
starts.
Wi-Fi kicks in.
Yeah.
So I was down like a lot of money before boarding. I'm like, I'm just gonna go all in, 200x leverage, blah blah blah.
Oh my, 200x leverage.
Yeah,
dude.
yeah. I mean, you have to make it back. You
Yeah,
have to chase
fair.
it back.
Fair.
So I do the max sliders and everything like that, and then the flight takes off. I look at my screen, up 10K.
Oh, so you took off too.
Yeah, I took off. So I'm
Yeah.
like, slide it back all the way back, and then sell right away.
Nice. Yeah, good. Take profits, healthy always.
Yeah, and then I ended up losing all of it back when I landed in Singapore. So that's another question I wanted to ask as well. I'm not personally a trader. I just do it for fun, and I feel like it's also like very easy for the public and retail to digest.
Yeah.
Especially when they see quick $2,000, quick $10,000, right? It's very easy for them to see, hey, you can actually make money trading unless you're a dumbass like me. The question I wanted
I
to
like
ask,
your bio.
yeah, the question I want to ask is, how do you control the amount of trades that you place? Because a lot of days I would be up, let's say 20, 30K, and I would place one trade down 30K.
That happens. Is like if I were to show you my charts right now, on every single daily candlestick, you'd see buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell, buy, sell.
Oh, you're
right?
saying
So,
daily. For me, it was every minute.
Yeah, yeah. Every minute you're setting a new trade. See,
Yeah.
It all goes down to controlling your emotions, right? When you make a trade and you win, like personally, after I made this really big win for me personally, right? I decided to take a bit of a break, right? And obviously I'm biting myself for that right now because it happened last week and I took a break from trading in the past week where I could have.
Look at the market again.
Oh no, don't rub it in my face, man. Look at this. Look at all those green
Yeah, it could have been
candles.
up a lot, man.
Right?
Look at this.
Oh my.
6% up today.
Oh, that's crazy.
Imagine 100x
right? On leverage.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, but you know what? I'm not upset, right? It was a missed opportunity, but this is what the market's all about, right? Learning to trade every single day with proper risk management, right? Understanding the discipline of making even 5% a day, right? I understand like we do it for fun. Like we do our high leveraging, but that's because we have experience in the market, right? For someone who's less experienced to be and still has a lot of capital to play with, even hitting those 5-10% a day is really not hard, right? It's just once you've completed the task for the day, you remove yourself from it. Right.
Yeah.
I used to be the type of trader to constantly be looking at the charts. I used to pay attention more to my phone than my family, even. Right. But then I started to realize that like you said earlier, right? Respect money, right? I started to respect the craft of trading. I started to treat it like a part of my life in more of a spiritual aspect, right? It's like I really have to have a good grasp on my emotions and who I am as a person in order to act accordingly in the markets consistently. So making trades every day is definitely not something I recommend. Every minute, especially, definitely don't recommend
I
that.
am not even exaggerating.
Yo,
Me and my
I
friend,
believe you.
yeah.
Yeah.
If you feel like the MEXC chart, like you see the bubbles, buy, sell,
So yeah.
is like I had a month of trading. That was when I was doing it for fun. That was, I think, September. I had $500 million in transaction volume.
Oh
So you can imagine how much
yeah.
buy and sells that is.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I did learn a lot and did kind of come down to the fact that you do need to do two things: build a proper strategy when you place a trade, when you close a trade, and obviously what your take profits, your stop losses, your risk management, and how many trades you place a day, trades you place a day. All that comes down to building a proper strategy that does work long term, and it comes to how much you can handle to lose, like your own
Yes.
strategy. I've seen a lot of people on crypto Twitter talk about that aspect, but I want to know more about how you manage your own risk.
Yeah. So in terms of risk management, I don't take a traditional approach, right? I use a lot of technical analysis in my in terms of setting my stop losses specifically, right? I like to allow myself to use less leverage if it means that I have a looser stop, right? So I'm always going to look at what benefits me, right? And how I'm going to react to the emotions if it does go down, if it does go up, right? And so I set stops tight enough to not lose too much. So maximum I'll lose. Okay, I can't. I don't want to lie here. You know, there is times I don't put a stop loss and I get liquidated as well. But the trades that I really plan out and take on the daily, I make sure that my stop losses are set. Whether it's whether I'm looking at the wicks, the previous wicks, whether I'm telling a story between the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 15 minute. I gather all that information along with my experience in technical analysis, and I set stop losses that'll make me lose anywhere between 30 and 40%. I'm willing to risk on a trade, right?
Okay.
When you get to a more experienced level. But for people just starting out, have that 10 to 20% risk tolerance and have a good risk to reward ratio. Right, like I don't want to see people putting in their longs expecting it to do 1,000%, right? But only be willing to risk like 5% on it. You know, like that's
Yeah.
never really how it turns out in the end. And a lot of people they think like this as well, right?
That's kind of my trade this morning. I put
Yeah.
a long on ETH at 3,200 and my take profit was at 10K.
Yeah.
I'm dreaming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
10K
Yeah.
take profit.
Yeah.
And my stop loss was at $3,150.
Nice. Okay. Well,
The
yeah.
good risk management,
Yes.
but very greedy.
Yes. Yes. Because you're expecting it to go a lot higher. And you know what, bro, it's okay.
I'm